In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why I used Merck and Chevron for two poor man covered call trades. Stick around. I know you're going to like this one. Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot cover call video. Well, hey, look, today in this video, I'm going to show you two trades for which I did today. We did a poor man's cover call trade on Chevron and Merck. Now, I did this video for the members. So what you're seeing is something you don't see on YouTube. Me showing the members exactly why I enter the trades that I do. I get questions all the time. Hey John, when you put on a poor man's cover call trade, why'd you do it? Why'd you do this, that, or the other? Well, I show them in videos. If you're into the poor man's covered call and you want to use less capital to put on some covered call trades, well, you want to use the poor man's covered call, but more importantly, you want to hang with me. I have probably put on over 15 poor man cover call trades, successful poor man cover call trades in the past year, and we use it every time a great S&P type stock falls to a support level. I explain it in this video that you're about to see for the members. Now look, we're going to use the poor man's cover call tracker, for which it has the initial trade set up inside of the tracker. In the description below, you can get your very own tracker that you see here. This is the poor man's cover call tracker for which you can set up your initial trade and then you track all your subsequent trades. Because if you're going to buy a Leaps call option and you're going to use it for multiple trades, you got to know when you're profitable. Well, the tracker calculator does that. And in the tracker calculator are all the videos to learn how to use it. And I'll tell you what, the best part of this tracker is this. Our expected Leaps price calculator, I use it all the time. And how about the expected stock move calculator? Use that all the time. And how about when we buy back an option? Well, we got that in there too. Not only do you have golden rule number one of a poor man's covered call, that being the initial trade setup calculator, you have everything else. Now, let's go ahead and get to this. I am showing you a members video that I did where we're using Merck and Chevron. I'm going to show you exactly where I entered these trades, why I entered them, what Leaps call option I purchased, what covered call I sold. And they got those trade alerts because I just don't talk about trades, I actually do them. And here is that Chevron trade. Went ahead and did that. The chart was speaking to me. I actually wrote that up for the members. In fact, members get every single trade I do. I do the trade. So what that means is you're getting a trade alert, but you're getting a trade alert where somebody has put real skin in the game. They didn't buy like one share and then tell you that it's going to the moon. See, that's fake guru stuff. What I'm showing you is the world through my eyes, and these are real trades that I've done and that I'm doing. And you could see before I turn it over to him, here's that Merck trade, and we just put this on today. The members got this today. I want you to go to cptdashboard.com, click Upgraded Dashboard, get your 1 free month offer, join my membership, see the world through my eyes. Because I put on these trades and I explain them, and to be honest with you, I answer your questions. Because when you're a member, you have access to me, and you can ask me questions. And I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, the membership is growing so large, I have to probably spend about an hour a day answering emails. cptdashboard.com, click Upgraded Dashboard, get your 1 free month offer. In the description below is a chance for you to get the brand new Poor Man's Cover Call Tracker. Just click on that link, get your very own copy. Hey look, let me turn it over to him for these two poor man cover call trades using Merck and Chevron. Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time to talk about the two poor man cover call trades I just put on. I've been wanting to play Merck for a long time, and I've been wanting to get back into Chevron. These are two names that are absolutely cream of the crop when it comes to the business that they're in. Now, we're going to go ahead and start Merck because, Merck is one of those stocks that I've held it since 2011. I owned about 500 shares. I think you remember I sold my Merck position to take that money and write cover calls and see if I could actually make more money if I used that Merck money, and I have. And I'm going to do a video on that where, if you remember, I sold Merck, I sold Procter & Gamble, I took that money, I then bought dividend-paying stocks to ensure that I kept the dividend coming in, because remember, those were buy and hold stocks to collect the dividend. I then took that money and we would write weekly in the money covered calls using TNA and TQs. Well, you're going to be really surprised as to where that investment is compared to had I held Procter & Gamble and Merck. Well, Merck rallied, and it rallied hard. That's when I sold Merck back when it was trading in and around 120. You could see I started that experiment in February. Well, fast forward, and Merck has gone higher, and they have earnings. And all of a sudden, the floor falls out. And I'm not sure why they sold it off. I think it was a combination of both the stock market selling off and maybe Wall Street expected a little bit more or some sort of forward guidance. Well, here they are surprising Wall Street with some great numbers. They decided to take some profits. Now, the stock had been trading sideways to higher, and boy, that would have been a beautiful trade right there. I mean, we get that nice little sandbox trade. You could have played Merck all day long between 125 and 130. Well, Merck falls, and now we're down here. And you could see, I think Merck is going to create its new sandbox, and I think it's actually going to move towards that 200-day moving average. You could see it right there, and I believe Merck finds its way back to 120. Well, I don't know if it does. I don't have a crystal ball. But what I'm going to do is use the poor man's covered call right now. And the reason I'm using the poor man's covered call is a couple reasons. One, I'm able to buy the 96 Delta Leap, and I don't have to pay that much. See, if I wanted to take control of 1,000 shares of Merck, I'd have to pony up $113,000. Now you cut that in half because I bought 5 Leaps call options. So instead of investing some $56,500 to own 500 shares, we went ahead and we used the poor man's covered call. Now, I went ahead and bought the 70 deep in the money strike. That is going to be a 96 Delta Leap. This is going to be, if I had to hold the Leaps until January, about a 169-day trade. The plan is this. We buy it early in the month, so we get this month. We get 29 days for this trade, and that's only month 1 of potentially being 6 potential covered call trades if they went 30 days. So I love that. We have 6 chances to make money. When we look at the time value premium, this is what I really love. When buying these Leaps call options, I'm only paying 1% to the call seller. See, the guy who owns the shares at 113, he writes a covered call. He sells the 70 strike and he gets $44 for it. He basically makes 1% on his premium. He is going to collect the dividend, right? Because I own the right to buy his shares. He actually owns the shares. So he collects the dividend, and that's probably what he's factoring. He gets 1% for holding the stock, and he's going to collect the dividend along the way. And why not? That is a great trade, because if he got involved with Merck much lower, not a problem. He's probably going to have a profit. Well, I decide to use that 70 strike. It's a 96 Delta Leap. We're going to buy 5 of them. Right? This market is really rocking and rolling up, down. I've got money in places that I probably shouldn't be in. So let's not overreach for the 1,000 shares or the 10 Leaps call options. Let's go ahead and hold some back. We'll do the 5 Leaps call options. And if this trade goes against me, I'll be able to come back in later, reduce my break even by maybe buying another 5 Leaps call options. Now, I would love that to not happen because I don't want the stock to fall. What I wanted to do is move towards the 115 strike. I collect $2 in premium, and you can see in 29 days, if my shares are taken away, I'm going to make about 9.1% cash on cash, right? Because remember, I'm buying the 70 Leaps. I only paid $44 for that, right? $44, making $4 on $44 turns out to be about 10%. Now, the premium alone is going to be $1,000, so if this trade goes sideways to lower, that's going to be a nice little crumb for the very first trade. So that's what we do. We go ahead and buy it, we put on the trade. And again, the chart speaks for itself. I love the fact that the 200-day moving average is right around 120. That gives me a nice chance for this thing to move above 115. I have my shares taken away, and we can move on. If it doesn't, I just see value down here because Merck has literally fallen from about 128 down to 113. And this is a huge pharmaceutical stock with huge profits. And if the only reason this thing has fallen because the stock market has fallen and a little bit of light guidance for 2025, I just want you to go back to Bristol Myers when they announced great forward guidance. So I don't know, man. Maybe Merck is sandbagging here a little bit, but I use this as a buying opportunity. This is why I got involved with Merck. If you wanted to buy shares at 113 and write this standard cover call, you can do that too. You could also do a cash secure put right here in and around 113. I'll tell you another trade that might be interesting. You actually buy the shares at 113 and you sell an in-the-money covered call and run that in-the-money calculator. You could probably get a decent little premium, but you get a little bit of downside protection based on the strike that you pick. This Merck trade can be played for all of the selling premium strategies, and I love where I got involved. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Chevron trade that I like even better. Now you can see Chevron is getting rocked as well. Now they actually missed earnings, so Chevron is wobbling a little bit here. But what does it do? It falls and they find support. And it almost goes back to January of 2024. I'm absolutely loving it because even with the stock market getting crushed, this thing has really only fell 15 points. And that is a great opportunity to get involved with Chevron. So Chevron does fall. You can see it did have a nice little sandbox trade. Boy, I'll tell you, this does that all the time. So with it falling and we find ourselves back at this nice support level, I'm going to go ahead and get involved now. I don't have a crystal ball, and Chevron has not traded in the 130s for well over a year and a half. So getting involved in and around 144, I believe this is the play for me. So what we do is this, is when the stock's trading at 144.84, we are looking for that 96, 97 delta leap. I'm not going to mess around with the 70 or 80 delta. I have no problems with buying and paying a little bit more for the 97 delta leap. Now, in this case, it's even better because look at the time value premium. It goes back to that cover call writer. He owns Chevron at 144.84. He writes a covered call for the January 2025 expiration, and he sells the 105 strike. He's only going to get 43 cents per share or 0.3%. So for me, I love that because I can easily make that back in my first covered call. And you can see right there, I picked the easy swinging $1.50 strike. I'm going to get paid $1.44. I make $6 out the door. If my shares are taken, we make 15%. Now this is a 30-day trade. And this is what I like to use these big S&P type companies for. That easy swinging, poor man's covered call trade. Where if I can make 9 to 10%, if not 15%, that's all I want to make. I love it. I'd make more, but look, there's no volatility in a lot of these stocks. So I want to use the poor man's covered call so I can generate a little extra because we're using the leverage of a Leaps call option. Because remember, when I buy this Leaps at $40.27, I'm only investing some $12,000 for 3 Leaps call options. And you can see it right there. If I were to buy 100 shares, I'd have to pony up some $14,484. I could take control of 3 Leaps call options for which the Leaps call option almost mimics the stock movement. And I can do that 3 times because I buy 3 Leaps call options. And of course, we write 3 contracts. So I'm able to make $432 in premium alone. And if my shares are taken away, it's about $2,000, give or take, if Chevron finishes on the dot at 150. These kind of trades are beautiful for that 4% to 5% monthly covered call where we're using the largest of the large S&P 500 type companies where you would only make 2.8 to 3% if you own the shares. See, that's where the juice comes in with these. Merck, Bristol Myers, Chevron, they have volatility, but not enough. So if you own the shares, you're probably going to make that nice, sweet 3%. If you now incorporate the poor man's covered call, you can move that number up and actually make anywhere from 3.5%, 4.5%, maybe even 5.5%. It's the little tiny percentages that we collect trade after trade after trade that at the end of the day, we're stacking serious chips. This is why I got involved with Merck and Chevron. I believe it's a more favorable move to trade sideways to higher. And in this stock market, I absolutely love how these stocks responded. And they responded right at these new support levels. Merck in and around 112, Chevron in and around 143, 144. So that's when we get involved. Hey, look, if you have questions about the poor man's covered call, feel free to ask. I'm absolutely always available, and you know I love putting on these trades. Hey, look, be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable. Let me break real quick from the video. The new Poor Man's Covered Call Tracker is out, and what I would like you to do is support me with a great cause. One of the things I've done over the years is I've given away all my spreadsheets, including the free Poor Man's Covered Call Tracker. That tracker is very basic. It has really no calculators outside of the initial trade setup. Over the years, I've realized you need other tools integrated into the tracker to really set us up for success when we use the Poor Man's Covered Call. So I've updated the tracker with all of the things integrated that help us get closer to success. What I would love you to do is support me in a great cause. I want to go ahead and give you access to the new Poor Man's Covered Call Tracker, but we're going to do this where we donate to a great cause. If you donate, I'll give you access to the new Poor Man's Covered Call Tracker. I'm going to donate once a month 2 things. I'm going to donate to the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. I've had 3 people in my life pass away from pancreatic cancer, and there's no cure. So over the years, I've realized that what's the money worth if you don't feel like you're contributing? At least that's how I feel. What I want to do is contribute. I want to contribute to a cause where I feel like maybe I'm helping in just a little way. And this is the best way I know. So what I'm going to do is this. If you donate, I'm going to give you access to the new Poor Man's Covered Call Tracker. And what you're going to find is I'm going to include a tab in there that includes Poor Man Covered Call resources, and I'm going to integrate a lot of my Poor Man Covered Call trades into the tracker. And you'll see it in upcoming videos that I do and showing you the tracker. Now, I'm also going to give you one free month of the upgraded CTP membership. Yeah, that's right. You donate $9.95 today, you're going to get both the new Poor Man's Covered Call Tracker, and you're going to be added to my upgraded CTP dashboard membership list for one free month. You're a full member. This is your chance to both get access to the new Poor Man's Covered Call Tracker with all the integrated tools that get us closer to a successful Poor Man's Covered Call trade and managing it. Plus, you're going to get one free month, no obligation, to my membership. In the description is the link to this page. What I'd love you to do is consider donating to a great cause so I can welcome you aboard. I want to say thank you in advance to all that will support me in this cause. Now let's get back to the video.